Welcome back on the streets. We're gonna meet a couple of guys here. And I tell you, something wrong when after you hear this testimony, you know there's something really, 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 really wrong. Say what you want about, men in uniform, police. They're the good, the bad, the ugly. I've had my run-ins with bad police, so I could say some things about them. But for the most part, since I've been out there in the street, of course, because of the nature of my work, I'm attracting a lot of military, police, people in authority. And for the most part, overwhelmingly, the ones I've run into are the salt of the earth. The testimony you're about to hear should infuriate you. I mean, didn't even happen to me, and I'm infuriated by it. First guy up he served in the Marines, but it's his son. He talks about that. It's a Border Patrol agent that, and the way he was treated and is being treated for doing what? Trying to protect this country. And the second guy up was on presidential protection. He protected Obama, and his testimony how he was treated. But what strikes me most about these two gentlemen is their sense of lack of hope, which is really disturbing. And I don't know, I guess you got to be in it to experience it. Maybe it's because they are in it that it affected them so much that they see the corruption, the depth of it, that they wonder how we're going to get out of it. And if they wonder, guess we have to wonder. But I can't help but believe that we still have some hope to overcome this thing. I mean, just the fact that Trump got in office is a miracle, considering all the odds and everything was against him. So, and the other people I run into out there that you witness in my videos. And that's what I'm trying to portray here. It's not just the what's wrong, but also what's right. And that's why I'm doing this, because I think we can win. I think we will win. I think we are winning. And it doesn't mean we're not going to go through some further hard times, and might even come to a point where it looks like we're losing altogether. But believe me, we won't. I trust we won't. I have faith in God that we won't. And I have faith in the people. So if you like what I'm doing out here, getting these kind of testimonies, well, then you hit that like button. It seems to mean a lot. And if you're new, subscribe. And if you have subscribed before, subscribe again, because they do, of course, purge anybody right of center out here. And they do that. They just had a recent purge of my site, where about, 20 or 30 subscribers got knocked off in a matter of days. But what would really help me is your support. This weekend, it's going to rain today, so I can't go out. Cold front's coming through. So I won't be able to get out there this week much, and that hurts me, because when I go out there, the small contributions I do get allows me to pay for the printing and the business cards and the upkeep on the rig and the cameras and the computers and the screens and the things I want to get to keep this thing rolling and make it better. So your contributions and your support mean a great deal. So if you can, I'm asking my regular subscribers to sign up with PayPal for regular monthly contributions, minimum $5 a month if you can give it. I mean, anything is a help, more if you can. But even more so, if you can, go take a look at my shop. The designs I make are original. People on the street seem to like them and enjoy them. They do come with a trigger back guarantee, so if you don't trigger a Liberal, you get your money back. I've never had a payout yet. So all of this helps. It helps a great deal. So if you can, please do that. So with your help and God's blessing, we move forward on this. And this is a spiritual battle that we're fighting on a material plane. So do what you can materially to help me out. And I do appreciate it. God bless you. Let's get to this. And here we go on the streets. Considering all the odds he's got against him, all the things he got against him.
Like half the American people?
Well, more than that. I mean, when you took a look at the deep state, that everything's inside the government, man. I mean, it's a miracle he got in. It is.
It is.
They got him in.
Well, it's a battle between good and evil. That's what it is.
Yeah, remember that. You got that right, brother. You couldn't have said it better. So it looks like you used to work for me, huh?
Oh, I used to, yeah. 71, 74.
Hoorah.
Yeah, hoorah. Former Marine?
No, man, but I certainly admire them. You guys are the guys that get it done,
We're running out of that people to do it, though.
Well, yeah, but I tell you, I run into enough of them out here. There's still a lot of good people. I mean, 95% of the military is definitely on his side.
Yes. Well, my son, 5 years in the Marines, 17 years with Border Patrol.
Oh, really?
San Diego. 17 years in Imperial Beach, San Diego.
Tip of the hat.
So I know all about. I did ride-alongs for the last 15 years. We go on ride-alongs with him.
Tell me some stories, man.
He's been in shootouts. He went into Tijuana River and rescued a guy because he was drowning. That's nothing but a sewage pond.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got stories. Biggest bust he ever had was 56 illegals in a water truck, and he busted them. A lot of drugs, pickup loads of drugs, but it never makes the local news either.
Of course not.
And tunnels, he was a task force tunnel commander. Oh, it's been about 10 years ago. He was undercover for 6 years doing the tunnels. Actually, that was when during Fast and Furious was going on. And he wrote a letter to his superiors in Washington questioning their loyalty to America because they were allowing truckloads of drugs to come through these tunnels. And
what came out of that?
Well, he was reprimanded, and him and his boss, they were given gag orders, and they were given 2 weeks off.
Jesus Christ, huh?
People don't know this shit.
I know. That's why I'm asking you. People aren't going to know this stuff.
Doesn't that piss you off that don't get in the news on that?
Well, yeah, but how are things now that the push is for the wall?
He transferred to Ogdensburg, New York on the St. Lawrence Seaway about 6 months ago because he said he was getting to the point where he was going to start shooting people. Because he didn't
he has paid his dues. If he was down there that long doing what he's doing,
he did not like getting his fingers, people spitting on him, pointing their fingers at him,
Jesus,
flipping them
trying
off,
to protect this country,
flipping them off. The last straw is when he couldn't get a cup of coffee in Sandy on the border when these guys were in uniform. They don't want them in their restaurants. That's a god-awful.
So, I mean, with the recent push for everything, because all the focus is on that border right now.
Go to Chris J. Harris. He's been on news quite a bit, CNN
I've heard his
and
name,
all.
yeah.
He's a real good friend of my son's. They served together. Christopher J. Harris, Border Patrol.
Great. All right, here's a get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's good for any crime in the world.
Okay, thank you.
All right, take it easy. Magnet for military and police. I mean, that's...
I tell some of my friends, because I guarded for all these assholes, Obama was the biggest asshole ever. When we were in uniform, we had to hide because he didn't want to see anybody in uniform. So here I'm protecting for this asshole, and he's walking down the corridor for one of his speeches, and I got to stand behind a barrier because he doesn't want to see me. And I'm thinking, there's something wrong with this picture.
I hear the same thing about the Clintons too. They were the same way. All of them.
I mean, Trump, he likes law enforcement.
Oh yeah, they love him. I've spoken to a couple of his Secret Service guys, and he says the first day he was in, he called everybody in separately, sat him down, and said, "Let me know if you get any problems, because I want to be able to, if I can, help you fix them, so you're concentrating on your job and not anything else." And he, yeah. And he greets them. How you doing? Do you need anything? He treats them like you're supposed to be treated, with some respect. I mean, you're out there putting your life on the line for the guy. I mean,
he did more to separate, the racial divide Obama did than any other president. And he claims, I've done so much bullshit. I mean, it's...
Well, look where he came from, Sal Lewinsky.
Do we even really know?
That's it.
Really? I mean, not to be a conspiracy.
Oh, no.
I mean,
let's be there. But because, indeed, it was proven the first day that that birth certificate came out that it was a forgery.
Exactly. The dates are out. I mean, whatever. It's just...
Yeah. So, no, we don't know. And if you look at it as a great documentary, if you haven't watched it, watch it. It's called Dreams from My Real Father. And it shows Obama's origins. Barack Obama isn't even his father. His real father is Frank Marshall Davis. Yeah, here's the story. His father-in-law, right, was a CIA agent. They moved from Washington to Hawaii. The 16-year-old daughter rebelled. You took away from my friends. She started dating Frank Marshall Davis, who was one of the top communists in the country at the time. He was also a pornographer. So he's taking pictures of her and gets her pregnant. Now, the CIA guy can't have his daughter marrying Frank Marshall Davis, so they approached Barack Obama, who they knew was trying to get into Harvard. I said, well, we'll get you in Harvard, mind my daughter. That's why there was an arranged marriage. He disappeared after a few weeks, right? See ya. You can even see pictures of Obama on the same couch his mother was photographed nude on.
That doesn't surprise me.
And he says in his book, that the book he wrote, that Frank Marshall Davis was his mentor. That's who he, So the guy was sold to the CIA before he was born.
Wow.
He's completely made out of whole cloth.
It's crazy, man.
I know. How did he get in with all this stuff? Amazing. Great, huh? So what do you think? I mean, with all this stuff, do you think Barr's going to do anything, the new AG? Because we really need to see us go on the offensive.
Wow. I mean, it's really kind of a shame because our DOJ and FBI, they are so corrupt. And I retired like 3 years ago. But I'll be with you in a second. But before I retired, I was pretty tight with some of the FBI dudes. And they said back then how corrupt the FBI was. Well, I know how corrupt my department was, at a local level. I can only imagine what it is at a national level, And then all this stuff broke with DOJ and what's her name, that asshole on the tarmac, and Loretta Lynch and Comey and whatever. I mean, they're all bought and paid for.
So is most of the corruption at the top? Where is it going?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the line guys are good, and they're sick of it. But again, what do? You know, our bosses are corrupt. You know, so I mean, but I think it runs pretty deep. I mean, I just don't know how you're going to clean that up. I mean, I don't think Barr is going to do it. But.
Yeah, I worry about him because he's again another stat, been in there a long time, and just he even said he's friends with Mueller. Mueller's.
Oh, that's a joke too. I mean, this whole investigation is a joke. How much money are we spending on this investigation? It's gone on, and it's going to go on for another year or two. And they're going to come up with zip.
But eventually, all things built on deceit collapse. Corruption eventually collapses under its own weight. What happens
Might
then?
not be in our lifetime.
I don't know. Things are speeding up, and a lot more people are becoming aware. I mean, the internet itself is creating that, that force. And when's it get to a point? I guess it's going to get to a point probably when it really does affect us at the street level. When the shelves go empty, when they,
I know, but the problem is you got so many of these young kids that are going to college that are being brainwashed by their instructors. It's like they expect everything for free. I mean, it's just, where's the next generation going to come from? Our thoughts are. They're disappearing.
But not all of them. One thing about being out here in the street, I get to speak to a lot of them, and there's a lot of young kids also that are seeing through the bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean,
they remain quiet though, so the ones that don't say anything are the smart ones, because otherwise they get picked on, they get harassed, they get whatever, ousted, So, I mean, that's like Scott and Mary, my friends that are here, their son is going to college right now. He's 19 or whatever. He just keeps his mouth shut because he's going to kind of a liberal college. He has to.
Yeah, I hear that a lot too. They have to. I've heard some of the students say they got to keep their lips buttoned because if they don't, their grades drop.
Exactly.
They'll be
Whatever happened to an unbiased education? Just speak the facts. Here's history.
I speak to enough educators out here to know also that it's about 40 odd years ago, it started to get more and more corrupt. And now they're dealing with like stupid crap like gender bathrooms and
we don't even know which bathroom to use anymore. I mean, really, what's this world come to?
I spoke to a retired teacher yesterday in science biology. I says, how many genders are? She goes, 5. No wonder our kids are screwed up.
I didn't even know because they had the LGBT and then they had this Q thing. And I was talking to some friends of mine last week. I said, what the hell is Q? Well, I don't know. I think it stands for queer. And I said, well, isn't that gay? I mean, so I had to Google it. And queer is for everybody that doesn't fit into the rest of the categories.
Last I heard,
you don't know what you are.
Last I heard that I think it was the dictionary for that. There were 64 different categories. What the hell?
It's crazy.
I could deal with crazy. It's insane. That's insane.
Either you have a penis or you don't.
Well, indeed. Excuse me. You're sexual or who you want to sleep with. That's something else. But you want to love you got it. You don't. Oh man! And they all, as I said, all of this has got to crumble because they don't even know how to define themselves. They don't. But I'll give you a whole. There was last week. I'm out here talking. This kid comes around, he's looking at my work, and he's going, this is great, I started talking to him. I go, and he's like rock solid. The kid's like really in tune. I go, how old are you? Because I'm 11. I go, I start thinking, I don't know if you've seen him, the Amazing Damien, that 11-year-old kid that got going around dressed up as a girl, dancing at gay clubs and stuff, and then making a big celebrity.
Uncle Sam, let's get a pic.
You got it, darling.
Well, yeah, come on.
All right.
Hillary and Donald.
I'm going to do something that'll get you kicked off of Facebook.
I don't have Facebook. I don't do that.
Yeah, even better.
I have Facebook.
Ready? Good.
All right. Here's a get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton for you.
All right.
This is good for any crime in the world.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. This is awesome. This is worth doing everything.
Alrighty, bud. Well, I'm going to let you fly. I got to find my friends back. But Keep up what you're doing, man. Get the news out.
Yeah, I'm having a ball doing this, man. I mean, look, I'm in this liberal cesspool, and you know, like people come up to you, and he's like, "No, you've been here for how many minutes? You see when you give me any shit?"
Yeah.
You know, most of the time I get the thumbs up, I get the positive. It's like, so I just prove it every day out here that man, there's got to be election fraud because
I normally, almost always, I've got my Trump 2020 hat on.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to bring it down here because I thought I just didn't need the passes down here, you know. But I wish I would have brought it.
Yeah, you should have. I am. About a month ago, black couple, live a local black couple, young black couple, come up and he's wearing a MAGA hat. I mean, how much shit do you think he might get?
Hey, black people don't like Trump.
You're right.
Take care.
All right, brother.